Welcome back, viewers. You're watching the Savera and I'm Shefali. US President Donald Trump announced that several major trade agreements are close to being finalized, suggesting that they could be signed imminently. Speaking during a White House ceremony to sign a significant new law regulating digital currencies, Trump said, "We could practically sign them today, maybe a little later, but we are going to get it done." He hinted that mere threat of high tariff have been enough to push other countries back to the negotiating table. He said, "When I issue a notice imposing a 35 to 40% tariff, that's a deal in itself. Then they call and want to make a better arrangement, like opening up their markets to US products." Trump's comments come as the United States continues trade negotiations with several of its key partners. According to Chinese news agency, Trump recently signed an executive order extending the 90-day suspension of broad U.S. reciprocal tariff, moving the expiration date from July 9 to August 1. However, Trump made it clear while social media on July 8 that there will be no further extensions. He warned that tariff will begin to be imposed as scheduled starting August 1 if no agreement are reached. At the same event, Trump signed into law the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act and Guinness Act, which represents the first federal regulatory framework for stablecoins, a type of cryptocurrency backed by fiat currencies like the US dollar. The bill passed the Senate in June and was approved by the House of Representatives just one day before the signing. Trump, a strong proponent of the legislation, was instrumental in securing Republican support for its passage. In his remarks, Trump described the legislation as a landmark step for the future of financial technology in the U.S., saying, "The Guinness Act creates a clear and simple regulatory framework to establish and unleash the immense promise of dollar-backed stablecoins." Now, this could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of Internet itself. The law sets out specific guidelines for stablecoin users, including requirements for holding reserve in the form of US currency, demand deposits, treasury securities, and other approved assets. It also maintains regular public reporting to these reserves to ensure transparency. Regulatory authorities will be shared between the Federal Reserve and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Trump also expressed broader ambitions to make the United States a global leader in digital finance, suggesting that stablecoin adoption could increase demand for U.S. Treasury securities, reduce interest rates, and solidify the dollar's role as the world's primary reserve currency. Stablecoins, which currently have an estimated market capitalization of around $250 billion, are primarily used as digital intermediaries in trading and as means for the people in inflation-hit countries to access the stability of the US dollar. The signing of the Guinness Act and Trump's comments on trade signal a dual focus on economic modernization and assertive trade policy as part of the broader economic strategy. That's all for now in this update. Stay tuned to the Savera, download the app and follow us on various social media platforms.